I'm back, YouTube. Got back-to-back YouTube videos to do before I go wash my clothes. Actually, I'm going to have 3 videos a day. Got to do a Spider-Man movie review. And then I was going to do these 2 that would make it 3 videos. And then the NBA just had to shock the world when Kawhi Leonard decided to go to the Clippers. So we'll get to those videos. Trust me, we have plenty of time to get to those videos. Now I want to do my Spider-Man review and get that out of the way for the next video. Alright. Spider-Man Far Away From Home. The second Spider-Man film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Hold on. You know, I do my movie reviews. Hold on. Spoiler alert. Hold on. Spoiler alert. I gotta do it again. Spoiler alert. Let me say it one more again. Spoiler alert. If you ain't watched the movie, go watch the movie and then come back and watch the movie review. A lot of people have a tendency to watch the movie review first, think they know everything about the movie, and then when they go watch the movie, they get mad at the movie review because certain stuff wasn't said in the movie review that they found out in the movie. It's called a movie review because you have to see the movie first in order to review the movie. Spoiler alert. I know it gets tiring. Spoiler alert. Let me say it one last time. Spoiler alert. Now on with the movie review. Now the movie opens up with him as Spider-Man. You know, you've got Happy there. You've got his Aunt May there, the actress who played her in Captain America Civil War and in the actual Spider-Man film. She does a very outstanding job of improving on Aunt May. A lot of people are shocked that they're making her have a relationship life after Uncle Ben, which they're making it as realistic as possible compared to the other Spider-Man films where those versions of Aunt May just stay as a widow and don't ever try to date ever again. This one tries to stay grounded and more realistic with a more realistic approach. Hold on. Like I was saying, so that was good. Now, he gets overwhelmed with all the questions and doesn't know how to answer if he's going to be the leader of the Avengers, the next Iron Man. He gets a phone call from Nick Fury, which he turns down, and all he can think about is Mary Jane, played by actress Zendaya, which we kind of already knew that was going to happen based off the last film. He was developing a crush on her, and she kind of knew it, but at the time she was waiting for him to, you know, man up and ask her, something that I failed to do, but that ain't the point. The point is he takes her out to, they go on a trip, and he doesn't bring none of his Spider-Man outfits. Because, you know, he can't get over the fact that at the end of Endgame, he had to witness the death of Tony Stark. Which, throughout this whole movie, it signifies, in some form or fashion, the influence comes from Iron Man. You know, there's people who put that on the wall. You know, the candles. You know, he's got, they show you the tribute of fallen characters. You know, people that we're probably not going to see no more. Black Widow, you're going to see one more time. So, you know, and to do that was just to do a recap of what happened. And Aunt May packs his clothes, and he's shocked to see the Spider-Man outfit. Now, when he gets there, you know, he can't believe that it's been a 5-year snap. And as a result of what happened in Avengers Infinity War and Endgame, people who were never popular are now popular, and people who were popular were unpopular, which, that's some weird shit, isn't it? Thank God I'm not in high school. I can imagine what would happen if I was not getting the girls for 3 years and all of a sudden Thanos decides, alright, I'm going to snap all the people out of existence, and then I actually get the girl that I actually want. Of course, we all know I never did, but I'm just giving you a scenario on how this movie come off when you see the movie through the main character's eyes. You're shocked at this. Like, you're really shocked at the discrepancy of this. Now, it doesn't take long for the action to pick up, because the action picks up just like that. You see him fight the elementals. You see him come face to face with Mysterio, Quentin Beck, and then it's revealed that's who he is. Now, when he gets confronted by Nick Fury, which we come to find out it's a Skrull in disguise, spoiler alert, he gets told the speech to motivate him. Of course, he gets his suit damaged, and there were some pretty intense fighting scenes. Now, the fact that he got caught as Spider-Man doesn't surprise me because, again, Mary Jane had to know in the last film that he was Spider-Man. She was just, wanting him to admit it. And when you get to the basis of the middle of the film where she confronts him and then he openly admits it, then he lies, and then he finally admits it when he discovers he's been set up after giving up the glasses, the most powerful weapon made by Tony Stark, this movie kind of leaves Easter eggs all over the place for you to make reference of future films. You see a ruins of some kind that can tease Namor. They keep saying he won't be in the cinematic universe for quite some time, but yeah, you see ruins. So he's gonna come at some point. Another Easter egg that they have to tease is that they're probably gonna have to create a new Avengers in outer space, but we'll get to the end credits. So that's one Easter egg. The second Easter egg is he can't be the only one that's going and fighting crime. Because he goes, and for him to have to actually fight Quentin Beck when he learns the truth. Now, the Black Spider-Man suit was kind of like a far cry to what if he got Venom. So I don't know if that's going to be a reference Easter egg for later that he might eventually wear another Black Spider-Man suit. Possibly the symbiote. So I guess that's 2 Easter eggs. I know some people might say that was just a tactical suit, but still, why would he be why would they have him in that? Unless, Venom's coming somewhere down the road. Okay, the next Easter egg in the movie does kind of shock you when they kind of tease that it is possible that he could become the next Iron Man. I mean, they wouldn't be playing the song and having the jet that Tony flew on unless it's to tease something much bigger. So that's 3 Easter eggs. And then the way that he would fight and kill Mysterio, and the fact that they were able to go back to past films to explain 2 other characters was clever. The guy that got yelled at in the first Iron Man film because he couldn't figure out the technology that Stark created. And then Quentin Beck, who gets rejected by Tony Stark in Civil War, which we didn't know actually happened in the movie because we were too busy concerning ourselves with the bigger story plot. So it was good to have a nice tie-in bow that would tie in those flashbacks. Now, when we get to the end of the movie and we see him actually kill, or allegedly kill him, now to have him get pre-recorded and then to have him try to get, Ant-Man happy to admit that they actually have something for each other is kind of comical and funny. This movie had a lot of funny moments. He goes in the room and they got this Russian lady that's trying to get him to wear the tactical suit, and he gets accused of, messing with a female escort, and then he has Edith, destroy the poor guy's every picture of the phone so he couldn't get the girl. I mean, the Phantom of the Opera, and then his best friend actually gets with a hot chick. So this movie really relates if you're in high school or in college, because it's giving you that feeling that, man, if I was in high school and Thanos snapped all the popular people that I hate out of existence so I can get the hot chick, I'd be happy for that. I'm just telling you how this movie make you feel when you watch this movie. Now, for the Easter eggs, end credit scene. Now, the fact that they revealed that Martin and Fury were not who they are, they were squirrels. If you saw the last movie, which was not just Avengers Endgame, but if you saw Captain Marvel, which I have yet to watch the movie, but That ain't the point. The point is, in that movie, they were squirrels. And if you saw Endgame, it had to make you scratch your head and wonder, is Nick Fury here? How could he witness the death of Iron Man when he wasn't really there to see it? So I'm pretty sure that the real Nick Fury was in outer space when he's seen all of this go down. Think about it. If you go to Avengers Infinity War, right? So that has to make you wonder right there that the squirrels were the ones erased out of existence, not necessarily the real Nick Fury. And that at the end of Avengers Age of Tron, Nick Fury takes off, but we don't know where he goes. And you don't see him in no more films after that. And then when we get to Civil War, there's no Nick Fury. You get to Avengers end credit, and we think it's the real Nick Fury, but then it's indicated in Captain Marvel that there is a scroll that impersonates Avenger members. And they do it here in Civil War, so it explains at the end of Endgame, it explains why there's two Captain Americas. And the old Captain America, in fact, would be the real one, and the one that we saw that was young, smiling in the window, dancing with Peggy Carter, that would probably actually be a squirrels in disguise. I mean, if you really think about it, when Falcon asked him in Endgame, what happened? And he says, I can't tell you. Well, you watch this movie, you find out why he can't tell him. Because he now comes to the conclusion. But the point of that is, and then to see him swing in the city with Mary Jane is a throwback to the actual comic book. To see the actor reprise his role as James Jameson is a far cry classics to the Sam Raimi Spider-Man films. I mean, that's great. And then to have it get revealed that his secret identity is Spider-Man. It's like, oh shit. I wonder how is he going to take this direct approach. So, this movie, I give this movie a 9 out of 10. Simply because it is a good action-packed film. Now, you know me, I like my movies to be straight action-packed with very little comedy. This had a blend of some action and comedy, and normally I like my films serious, but they got away with this because they played this up from the snap of 5 years. So you had to laugh at a lot of stuff like, yeah, I could imagine if some shit like this happened in the real world. So the next Spider-Man film, I would like to have more action and very less comedy. So that's just why it gets a 9 out of 10. I know the writers who did this movie did Ant-Man and the Ross, so that's why it has the comedy. But to me, I prefer a movie more serious to where there's consequences. There is consequences in this movie, which is be careful who you become friends with, because if they're not your real friend, it might be hard for you to look past the fact that they're not your real friend. So there is a message in this movie, clearly. Yeah, it gets a 9 out of 10.